So thank you for tuning in to another episode of Stop, Look, and Listen. I'm your host, LaTroy Gardner. I'm joined this week by the beautiful singer, songwriter, Porcelan. How you doing, Porcelan?
Hi, I'm good. I'm just chilling today, doing
I,
good as I can be.
I see that. Got the biker vibe going. I'm
Look,
feeling it.
I'm cold, so
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
you're gonna be warm. Well, it's not cold here. It's just, I'm in my studio, I'm in my label, and they got it nice and chilly in here. So I'm being cool and staying warm and being stylish. So
All right. Yeah, I don't want the teeth chattering during the interview. So
right.
All right, so you was born in Memphis, Tennessee.
Yes, born and raised.
Okay, cool. So I see that singing is in your family's DNA. Just talk about the path that you've taken to discover and harness your talent.
I've been in music professionally for about 12 years now. As a kid growing up, I have a lot of musicians, a lot of gospel in my family. My entire family is from Mississippi. I have very few from Memphis, but I grew up here. And so I come from a very gospel background. So I pretty much always knew that I would be singing. And it's a part of my family. Like church, we singing. Family reunions, you singing. Dinners, you singing. So I always knew I would be doing it just solely off of that. Now doing it professionally, I knew I wanted to when I got older, but I just used to sing. Just because I was like, I want to see if I could sing too, like my mom. And it comes from also like my family, my mother and my father had a band years ago. They toured Europe and back like in the 70s or whatever. And, and I think it was the 80s. Or both. They probably toured for years. I don't know. But They do a lot. And, I knew then I would be singing also, just because, if you have musical parents, they're always playing music. Your life literally revolves around it. And I feel like when it comes down to my mom and just how many dimensions she has and how much variation she has and just her knowledge, even the people she would listen to, I was like, even now, like I get the response of like, oh my God, how do you know that song? Or like, how do you know that? Because my mom used to listen to all those things. So that was pretty much my start. I feel like that really, really, like that's where my interest came from. Because
I'm hearing that you would take long car rides with the family and you're singing Bobby Womack and Al Green and Aretha Franklin and Stevie.
I definitely did that, because kids don't go to sleep too easy, so my mom would just be like, okay, just get in the car. And I was the only child for a long time. And so she just get in the car and just drive. And that's all I was listening to at 7, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I was listening to that because she wasn't into hip hop. So we weren't listening to that. She was like, listening to that.
That's how it was with me and my brother on long car rides. It's like we would be in the back seat and we would know all of the words to every song. It was almost like karaoke. Of course, my vocal range doesn't compare to yours at all, but yes, I totally understand. So it was either us singing karaoke or getting pennies and scratching the panel in the back seat of the car.
Wow.
So we was doing our own little graffiti. So
I would have got a whooping if I would have did that.
I'm surprised we didn't. So staying in this lane of old school soul, you did a remake or a tribute to the late great Bill Withers, Lean on Me.
I definitely did. We, a couple of my label mates, Jessica and Brandon, we all did that just because during this time, Black people are going through so much. We've been going through a lot, and it's now like being put on the internet for everybody to see, because a lot of the stuff that we went through, the internet wasn't that popular before, so nobody was witnessing the acts that we've been dealing with for years and years at a time. So we wanted to do something like just unify us here, and just something that's like empowering. And I think that was a great representation of what we believe in as a collective. So I thought it was really cool. I actually was happy because I feel like we put our own flavor on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really cool.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it.
Nice. So not only are you a singer-songwriter, but you also take your creativity to another dimension, and that involves painting or creating art.
I literally just went out and look, the quarantine to make you learn all types of stuff about yourself. Like, I was like, you know what? I can do that. And I'm just one of those type of people where if I put my mind to something and I believe in it, and I'm like, you know what? I see it. I research about it. I have an eye for it, and I just do it. Like, literally everything I do is like, it's like an acrylic pouring technique. So I'm learning more about it as I go, but it's actually really relaxing even doing it, because it's great to kind of separate myself from music sometimes, to really collect myself and decompress and put my mind back in the right place. And it's just something fun that I enjoy doing. And now people are like, oh, we want to buy one. I'm like, wait, I'm not.
That was my next question. Like, are you selling it?
I'm doing this for fun. Hold on. Because then I start selling and I become like because it's great to do that, people enjoy it, but I'm really doing what I feel right now and just really living in that moment. And I don't want to make it a job just per se yet. And I want it to still be a hobby until I'm like I'm Picasso, and then I'm like selling everything. But it's something I enjoy right now for sure.
Okay. So let's talk about the city of Memphis, Tennessee, which I think is underrated. And that we can go hip hop with 8 Ball and MJG, Dolph, Gotti, Hypnotized Minds Camp.
Yes.
Or we can take it to Stax with Isaac Hayes and the Barcades, Sam and Dave, Otis Redding, or Blues, BB King. So just let's talk about, like, does your style sort of blend all 3 genres?
You know what? It's crazy. Like, I've interviewed with so many people, but you're the first person to really, really like beyond get it, because I have old school flavor in me. Obviously, I'm from Memphis, so we all have like this connection with soul that's obviously undeniable. But I grew up on 3-6, Project Pat, Yo Gotti, and Gangsta Boo, Lil Chat, all these people. So because I'm like in the middle, I have a little bit of both. So it's like I'm not just one thing. I'm not just soul. I can get on a trap track, and I can sing on some trap stuff and all that kind of stuff. So it's just like both of those worlds really truly influence me, just because I sing. I sing, and then I love my rap. I think that that culture alone has birthed so much, even though they don't get the credit. I think people really know what it is. Like, because if you look at some music, like inspirational wise, like I was listening to 21 Savage's new album. I've listened to stuff by Cardi B. I've listened to stuff by Megan Thee Stallion, and it be sounding so much of the essence of of 3-6 and Gangsta Boo, and I think it's really like them paying homage to the style because everybody was in love with the Memphis sound. Juicy J is freaking amazing, so it feels good to hear those elements. Travis Scott, it's so good to hear how far and how much Memphis has affected or just influenced certain vibes and certain sound. Because how many times you hear that? Yeah, oh yeah, you always heard it.
Oh yeah,
like,
of course.
Like period, like hands down. So
trust me, I was in a lot of clubs when Tear the Club Up came out in chairs being thrown and the DJ had to stop playing.
It's
club
just
get shut down.
Absolutely, it's always in the cut. I was listening to Drake's album. I think it was Take Care.
Mm-hmm.
It was either Take Care. It's the one where he's animated on the cover.
Right.
And he had a track. I think was produced by DJ Paul, and I thought that was really cool because, or it was a sample. It was a 3-6 sample in it, and a lot of people be like, "Oh, well, But I'm like, man, y'all don't listen. Shit, Breaking Head, that's Project Pat.
Yep.
That's Pat. Like, come on.
Chicken Head. Yep, Chicken Head. So, what's your favorite barbecue spot in town?
My favorite. Now, people been trying to get me on One and Only. I'm hearing that they fire. I gotta go check them out. But I definitely eat a couple places. Big Bill's, ribs is on point. I eat Rendezvous. I love their ribs. I love Rendezvous. It's like the spot I take everybody to when they come to Memphis and we kicking it. We're going to Rendezvous. So right now, those are my favorite places. Big Bill's is in Westwood, so it's right by my house. So obviously, it was right by my home when I stayed over there. So I used to go there a lot, but I'm gonna get in on this One and Only because I heard that kind of fire. So I'm about to check them out in about a week.
Cool. So, are you having any luck so far finding your Superman, Miss Lois Lane?
Ooh, no. No. I don't know if talking to a woman in music is not easy. For a lot of men, I think. I think that they think it's cool at first, and then I think they get into it and they see, oh wait, she has other people that are interested in her. Oh, but that's any human being. You would feel like you have to compete when you really don't.
Right.
And then you kind of start getting to the point where you're overcompensating for stuff, and it just becomes, and then you become insecure. And I kind of watched like a lot of situations that were really great end up going that way just because I think they let their minds get the best of them. They started thinking I was falling in love with, people in the studio, because that's what was put out there. You go in the studio, make a song, you end up having a boyfriend. And it's not, it's not a reality for everyone. Some people do that. They end up getting in relationships. It's true, but everybody's not going in the studio and falling in love and having babies and getting in relationships. And I think that people get too sucked into like the press and what's going on the internet to where they think that that's every female in the industry, or that's how it is in the industry with everybody. And true enough, even if I was working in a warehouse, even if I was working, dudes will still be trying to talk to you, like talk to me. It's not like it should be so different. It's just I have more access to more things, but at the same time, it's like, hey, I can't really deal with that right now. It's too much.
Cool. So let's talk about the new album, Mood Ring. What's the current color of your mood ring before we get into the tracks?
Oh, you feel today?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm green today. I'm green.
Cool.
Feeling a little eccentric. I think that's the word. I'm feeling a little fun. That's what I would consider green. Green is a little bit more out there. It's a little bit more daring.
Right.
But mood ring is basically it's like it defines me as a person, you know, not being one dimensional, being different, being unique. And then I wanted to sequence out my album in a way to where I go from the pain in the relationships, to vulnerability, to, you know, questioning who you are, to going into a dark space, and then coming out into a lighter space and finding yourself and your worth, and committing to who you are and being comfortable. So that's kind of how it came. That's definitely how it came about. Like, I wanted to create like a mood ring of a storyline in a relationship, because you go through so many different phases when you're in love. So I wanted to kind of touch on those.
Okay. And the album will be coming out on October 30th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's talk about a couple of the singles real quick. Act Out and Toxic.
Act Out. Well, my album is definitely personal. I wanted to create something that people could relate to.
Uh-huh.
I feel like things that come from a real place, people can relate to them. So Act Out is just one of those records, like, you know, people underestimate people all the time. I think that I may not be crazy, but there's some girls that's crazy out there. And if you break their heart, they're gonna make your life hell.
Right.
And I think that it should be put out there, and it should be a known fact. Like, hey, if you ain't serious about something, make yourself very clear that you're not serious. Don't lead people on. And Act Out is just one of those records, because my inspo was, which I love 90s movies, any black 90s movie, I love it.
Me too.
That thin line between love and hate, because she was beautiful, she had money, and she was crazy. And she had her heart broken, and she was like in a bitter space. And I think she was trying to build herself back up, and then she believed him when he started saying he loved her and playing them games, and you see what happened.
Oh yeah. And I saw the video too. I saw the video.
And I wanted to do that like 2020 version. So it definitely, I think I didn't go to jail at the end. So
yeah, all I saw was a bloodied cake.
Yeah, I didn't go to jail.
Okay. So like just quickly. Yeah. So quickly just touch on Toxic, and you have a feature from one of the legends that you used to sing on the car rides, Stevie Wonder, playing the harmonica.
Yeah,
how did that come about?
Well, me and Stevie met in like 2017, I think. He was my first, one of my the first major show that I had. It was Ray Parker Jr., it was Richard Roundtree, it was me, it was David Porter, and the event was called David Porter and Friends. And, you know, he met me and he was like, I want to do a song with her. And I'm just giving you the short version. Mm-hmm. But we had a very like, just, he's so cool. Like, you forget sometimes. Sometimes I'd be like, I'm talking to Stevie Wonder, and other people are like, and I'm like, you know, just because I've been talking to him so long, and he's such a cool person, just a jokester and just funny. So ever since then, we just connect. We talked over the quarantine, and he gives good advice. He keeps me encouraged about just what I'm doing in general, and it's just very, very inspiring. And then he tells me, you know why I like you? Because when you sing and I hear your music, you sound like you're genuine about what you're singing about. And that's why I'm around you, and I want to see you, you know, be successful. And that means a lot. That means a lot coming from him. And when I did this album and I executive produced and put it together, and he heard the records and he was excited to get on, when I said, hey, I got a song, you know, I think you will kill it. Put some of this Stevie magic on it. And he was like, well, send it over to me. I want to hear it. Because we always send each other music back and forth. And he heard it and he really liked it. And he said, oh yeah, I'm gonna send this back to you. I'm gonna send it to you. I was like, okay. I'll be waiting on it. And I waited. He sent it back to me and it surprised me. Sent it through text message. It was like, just something to rest your ears on today. And they sent it, and it was him playing on the song. And it was amazing. Like, the vibe is like a hip hop R&B with a little Afro beats kind of vibe in it. And he put his harmonica on it, harmonica sauce on it, and it just made it into something like amazing. And I'm so happy and honored to have him just in my life as a friend and just being a part of my journey. It just feels really good. And the song is called Toxic. So I got act out, grimy, now I'm toxic.
Yeah, I mean, a couple other songs on the album, OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So you definitely got to delve into that. Do you have an OnlyFans page, or where did the idea come from?
I do want one. I think that everybody's making OnlyFans into like this thing is just about stripping, and I'm like, it's so many things you can do on there because it's really just exclusive content that you don't show to everyone. Like, I might post something more personal on it. I mean, of course you can strip on there if that's what you do, but I mean, it's about more than that. And so I was like, I would give something exclusive to my fans, a subscription to see me in another light, maybe like what it really is behind the scenes and like the not so exciting parts of it, and just some exclusive photos and things like that. So I do want to do one, not just yet, because I'm working on other music and other projects, but that's definitely I'm going to have one. But in that song, I was on my cocky stuff when I was talking about that. I was like, OnlyFans, don't come in my face. You gonna have to pay me to have a conversation with me, period.
Okay. So Porcelan, do you have anything you like to plug? Which obviously we know you have the single Toxic coming out on the 29th in the album. So just feel free to.
So everything drops around that time, the 30th. It's just gonna be a really, really dope. The gift is the single, the video, and the album, of course, like you said, October the 30th. People can follow me on all platforms, Porcelan Music, Porcelan, and just wait for it. I mean, it's available for pre-order. I released a record called Switch Up, which is a pre-save, so people can go check it out while they wait for the next couple of days for the album to drop and just get a taste of what's on it. So yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, Porcelan, it has been a pleasure having you on Stop, Look, and Listen this week. You can check us out on YouTube at GOB Radio Network TV or on our website, gobradionetwork.com. For Stop, Look, and Listen, this is LaTroy Gardner, and see you next week.
All right.
Thank you for checking us out on YouTube, and be sure to subscribe for more great content. And don't forget to check out our website at gobradionetwork.com.